It is now. I think that's my the right mic. I will have to wait for someone to join. Hello, Tasteful Twigs. Hello, Anastasia. How is my audio? It's good. Sounds good. Let's get some Kevin MacLeod. The classic, the usual, the special Kevin MacLeod. Can you hear that? You let me know. Let me know if you can hear that. Hello, you ready for the judging? You ready for the judging? Yes. Me too. You can't hear the background music. Let me check my desktop audio. Can you hear it now? Testing. Can we hear it now? Yeah. I can turn up the volume of it a little bit. I don't want to get too rowdy, you know. Just yeah. It's a quiet. It's not nothing too dramatic. I don't know exactly how I want to judge this, but I'm basically going to start bringing up, as far as I can tell, the submissions one by one. At least as many as I've seen, and I guess we can just appreciate them, because I have been so overwhelmingly pleased with the work that people have been doing. I think it's so wonderful. So wonderful. We can get everyone's opinions on what's what, and whose is whose, and which one do you guys like. This is Zork. There he is. Is this an old version? Do you have a newer one? Ah, Zork. Oh, you do have a newer one. Hold on. See, this is gonna be a bit of a wonky stream. Is this the latest one? This one here? It's very nice either way. It's very, very nice. There's a bit of a stream delay, so we'll see what you say. You think yes? I like it. I think it's well painted. I'm not gonna go through and like critique every single one of these, because that would take me all evening, and for most of them, I just wanna appreciate what's already there. You went very story-wise very safe, and that's not a bad thing. It's he's just in the logjam. He's maybe moved a few meters since the last logjam image or something. Or who knows how vast the logjam is. Maybe he's like a mile in, you know, but it's still just trees and twigs and whatever. But I like that a lot. maybe I would. Yeah, I think that it was an opportunity, or at least I guess not specifically to you, Zork, but I'll explain my intentions with the draw this in your style, which was that because he's lost, I see it as a real opportunity for people to like, basically find out where he's going and explore somewhere new, some part of the logjam that I've not been to yet, of the Trouflod world, you know. And so maybe it might have been cool to see that, like some other place or take. But the other thing that I've noticed with like a lot of the submissions that we'll see a lot is Mr. Frog, which is really amusing to me, because the original entry thing, like the sheet I made, does not feature Mr. Frog in any way. In fact, he only features in one of the keyframe paintings I've done out of the four that I've done. But I thought it was really sweet that everyone took him and saw him as maybe like more of a key character than I ever intended. So maybe I'm gonna have to have him pop up in future things, right? But there you go. There's Mr. Frog. So very nice Zork, very very nice. Next up, I'm gonna have to keep a track of where I am. There were a few ones from EXO that I think are worth sharing. I don't know if he like ever worried about finishing them or anything, but I know at the time he was using them to practice like painting from his imagination or photo bashing environments together. And I think that's really awesome as well, and it's kind of in the spirit of again the project, because for me, Trouflod more broadly is this like opportunity to, you know, I've been painting and studying away for 8 years now or something, and it's time I put those skills to the test. So it's cool to see other people like using it as an excuse to try new things. I love all of this yummy stuff here, and I think photo bashing in particular is something that you know, I'm not so sure it would fit in exactly with the style that I've already set out and started working in, but maybe I could find a way to make it fit in, and again, it's nice because it's a reminder for me, and I think a lot of these entries are a reminder for me of the things that I should be working on, or things that I should be changing. So that's very nice. Then we have, where's the next complete one? We'll see. Joaquin, who's in VC right now. I don't know if he's in the stream, but he's in VC. Did something pretty dark, pretty gruesome. Joaquin, I think that's how you spell his name. But like, it's very I guess Lord of the Ringsy, in the sense that like the forest itself could be alive in some way, or maybe this tree spirit is powered in some way. But poor Wilfred has not lasted particularly long. He's been speared and turned into a bit of a ghoul. I don't think as my story progresses, I'll you know, force Wilfred to befall himself to such a fate. But certainly the idea is interesting, and something that I'm tempted to steal, that like the forest itself is alive in some way, or there's like a spirit of the forest, or living energy within the forest. Whether or not it would be like evil, I don't know. I think the project so far, I really intend it to be something quite wholesome. I'm hoping it stays that way. There will be elements that the character will have to overcome and will maybe not be so nice. But the forest itself is this big construction of, well, actually lore-wise there is quite a sad reason for it, but I won't bore you all with lots of lore. Yeah, mystical creatures, I think. I mean, it's a traditionally English-inspired thing. Obviously, I'm English, but like traditional English folklore, tales, the Knights of the Round Table, King Arthur, all that stuff. Dragons, I definitely want to have some dragons in there, but I think my approach to them might be slightly different than I see in a lot of other media. You want the lore? Okay. Here's the lore in a very simple sense, and you'll see why it's a little bit dark. Not that dark, but here's our log jam. Okay, and our log jam it's a log jam because it's flowing on a river. So underneath it, there is actually like a river flowing that pushes it in a direction. And so the little people that Wilfred's tribe, and there are lots of different tribes, but Wilfred's tribe is called the Holt folk, the people of the groves. So his little tribe, they sort of dive in and they get all their resources and then they dive out. And then in a month or so, that river moves very slowly down, and all of a sudden you've got a load of new resources you can go in and extract with. So it's like this conveyor belt of stuff for them to interact with. But the logical question for our little lad Wilfred is, okay, if I want to look for something to explore or somewhere to explore, what would I be looking for? And he really wants to find out where the logjam starts. Like, it's sort of a given to him and his tribe and that society that there's always this supply, and maybe they believe that it's ordained to them by God or something, that they are supplied with all of this resource. But Wilfred's like, well, where's it actually coming from? And, you know, it's forbidden that sense of exploration, but he's going to go on a little adventure anyway. So he's going to follow the logjam upstream. And there are things like, you know, maybe the tribe believe that it's the branches of the world tree, that like it sheds its branches and that's what makes the big logjam or something. But my thoughts as to what's there, and maybe I won't find out until I explore that place as well, is that you have a race of giants, and they're kind of giants slash dwarves, which I know doesn't quite make sense when you think about the fact that dwarves should be quite small. But they're sort of industrious like dwarves are, so they're very industrious, and I haven't designed them yet, so this is just like a typical dwarf looking dude. But this race of industrious giants, and they are locked in like a permanent war with the forest, and the forest itself is kind of like an entity. And so the forest just keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing. It's got all this life in it. And the giants just keep trying to cut it down. They're like logging it away, but it just keeps growing back. And so like they're constantly at odds with each other and like trying to outpace each other, basically. The giants are trying to cut down as many trees as they can, and the trees are growing as fast as they can. But that means that the logjam is like, it's effectively like a river of corpses of all of these trees. It's like the debris from a war that's been raging on for millennia. Greg is probably somewhere relaxing, you know, he's found a sandwich and he's doing whatever. But that's my idea for the thing, and that's kind of what spared the whole project on. I've not explored any of it though, one thing again that with these draw this in your style entries that's been so nice is it's just been super inspiring. I've been coming home from work and seeing people make them, and I've been going, oh, I should be drawing for this, I should be sitting down and designing and doing the story and making a comic, and whatever else. So it's been really nice, and I think once I've picked a winner or whatever, it's exactly what I'm going to do for the next few weeks, is probably go away and design some of this stuff. I did start designing Needle Bears, which is this world's version of hedgehogs. So again, it's a very like English inspired thing, and so you're going to have hedgehogs and foxes, but like this world's equivalent of those creatures. I want to try and embody like the spirit of a hedgehog into some other thing, and so I've been playing around with that. But Yeah, needle bears. I was thinking if someone who had never seen a hedgehog but knew what a bear was and knew what a needle was saw a hedgehog, what would they say? And I think they're going to be called needle bears. So I've got to pick what direction I want to go with these though, because they're so different. This guy is pretty much just a hedgehog, but I quite like him. But I do really like this feather in the top right. So we'll see. Plenty to explore. Sometimes too much to explore. It can feel a little bit overwhelming, which is why it's been so nice for you guys to be doing all these cool paintings and artworks, and for me to see so much of it. So yeah, that was Joaquin. Next, I think this is a finished version. This is by someone called Telmo Frieta XYZ. What a username! Whew. World building is very it's very overwhelming, and I am treating it like I'm exploring alongside Wilfred exactly. Is I'm following him about, and he is going to be the mechanism by which I view this world and get to see things. And I don't have like a grand. I know a lot of people when they do these projects have this like huge, extensive idea of like the lore in their head, and I really don't have much going on other than some of that stuff that I explained before. But this is so nice, and it's so simple. And it's nice to see a few of the designs that people have done have been like quite simple. And that's nice for me because I deliberately designed him to be quite simple, which is a change. I think sometimes it feels like when I'm doing a character design, I should cram as much like information and weird little things in. But I wanted him to be this like simple, I won't say iconic, that makes me sound quite vain. But I wanted him to be like simple, recognizable, and whatever else. And it's cool seeing other people sort of approach him in that way, and it pulling off, So, yeah, this is really nice. He's got his little sword. He's got his piece of paper. He's sat on what I assume is a stump, and it's very, very bright. I kind of love how overexposed it is. I assume that's what he's going for. He's kind of shielding his face from the sun. Maybe I would have had like the shadow of his hand or something scooting across to show that, but I don't know. I like that it's going to pure white. I think that's awesome. So that's a nice simple version. I'm always impressed when people can do things very simply and just express them as they are without worrying about it. I think I overcomplicate things more than I should, but thank you very much. This is from I'll just write down your Discord username, but it's Jack Hutton. Your Discord username is currently Valor. We'll say Jack. I think it's Jack Hutton. Which is super cinematic. I was asking my I wasn't asking, but I was talking to my fiance about all of the different versions of these that people have produced and which one she prefers, and I think she said that this was her favorite because it is so cinematic, and it's like he's it's a bit like in Dark Souls when you finally reach Anor Londo. And you can imagine that there's like a choir singing in the background and the sun's radiating out from behind this thing. In that it's like super beautiful and oh my god, we're finally here. I told you I knew the way. I don't know if that implies that like he knew where he was going, or like he knew what the goal was. Like he had heard stories about a big city and he was going. But that's like another thing that I've really, really enjoyed seeing is like the I started doing these little narrations in my images because it just reminds me of the old Ghibli films that I used to watch as a kid. But a lot of other people have been putting them in, and I think it adds so much character. Just a tiny bit of dialogue, and all of a sudden it sort of changes the meaning of the painting, or gives you like a it's just so cool. It's so cool. And so it's awesome to see it being done here. But I'd be really interested to know how much of this is like the bridge looks 3D. I don't know how much of it's just photo bashed. Whether or not this tower in the background is also 3D and that bridge. Are these rocks 3D? They're kind of like, I guess they're 3D and mixer brushed on top, but it's awesome seeing like more of a traditional keyframey process applied to it rather than how I do it, which is very sort of hand painted. But yeah, really cool. Let's. Do you know what? I will just keep expanding the canvas until Photoshop inevitably crashes and we lose it all. Should we go really big? I don't even think we've got like that many. We don't have as many entries for this as we did with Greg. Maybe because this is a bit more daunting. I'm not sure. Now this is one of my favorites. It looks hand painted. I don't know if it is or if it's using Rebel or something. But this was done by someone on the server that's called Chinchilla. And it's so cool. Is it Rebel? Or maybe Critter? I see some like watercolory stuff happening. Feels Rebel, or especially like the pigments mixing down here. But the fact that I have to like second guess myself is quite fun. So here he is looking quite dour. I'm not sure if like the blue and stuff is meant to represent rain, like he's looking very sad because it started raining and he's out in the middle of nowhere. But I like the like hand painted feel. Again, like the fact that he's so simple in the way that I've rendered him means I'm nice and impressed when I see other people like take that idea and render it in some kind of different style or different way. I think it's awesome. But I might have to do a an oil painting of Wilfred now. I think it's really cool. Who's next? Oh, we got more text. We got more text. Which version? I like this version more, so that's the version I'll include. So this is another one where Wilfred is chanced upon a giant castle. But I love that. Again, the text just makes it. In the original logjam keyframe, again, because the narrative is being viewed through like the eyes of this child, like he's a little dude. In the original keyframe, he was looking up at the trough flood, the logjam, and he said something like it looked like the forest had fallen and gotten stuck. And it's like, yeah, what would a kid think? And I just love that he's like come across this giant Mont Saint Michel style castle, and he's just like, oh, maybe they'll have something to eat. He's a kid after my own heart in that sense. So again, wonderful. Nice line arty character versus painterly castle. I love the this like crazy watercolory approach to the reflection of the castle. I think that's really awesome. So there you go. That is before I forget, that's someone in Discord called Yorkie. Thank you, Yorkie. It's really cool. This person said that they're not fully participating, but this was just a doodle. But I think it's so awesome anyway that I'm gonna join it in. This is someone called Bretty Boop. Boop. Oh. 3 O's on the boop as well. Wow. I think it's so cool. I love it. There are some pretty like characterful things that I think it's easy to miss. Like the position of these fingers kind of implies like a clumsiness that I think is appropriate for him, given his inexperience and age. And like the sleeves have been made a little bit like puffier. His hair has definitely been made puffier, a little bit more unruly. Yeah, maybe he's grown a little. He's got a bit of a mullet going, you know. But I quite like it. I really like the sword as well. I like that most people that drew him with his sword they've kind of picked up on the fact that this is like I guess a very traditionally English little fairy tale, and so it is a very basic like long sword or broadsword or something. It's not like a crazy fantasy, you know, something you'd see in some some weird crazy fantasy weapon. It's not like that. It is simple, and there's like a charm to how simple it is, I think, or at least it feels that way to me. It feels like wholesome and cozy, I guess. So yeah, awesome. Very nice. And that was just a sketch. I think you might have done another one actually, but yeah, you did another doodle. I can't remember if this one was ever completed. Let me scroll down and see. I don't think it was, but I'll post it. So that's another doodle by the same person. And again, like just really nicely stylized and sort of getting the idea of his character. Maybe making him look a little bit too confident, but I'm not sure if this is like meant to be a slightly aged up version. Maybe he is a bit more confident now. There's a progression of him in some way. But that's awesome. Okay, there are actually a lot more than I thought or remembered. I guess I'll show them all off, and then we'll start going through and like cutting them down, because it's going to be quite difficult to pick one. I think it's actually going to be remarkably difficult to pick one as a winner. So they've already written their own name for me. I don't have to write it down. And actually, I don't know if I mentioned the needle bear thing before, but you've already put in a hedgehog, which is, you're picking up on the vibes that are being put down. And he's surrounded by shrooms. I've not played around much with the shrooms in the world, but it makes sense if anyone's ever heard of a fedge. Which is a fungal hedge. That's effectively what the logjam is. It's like a ton of dying plant matter, and as it's dying, maybe it would spawn like this crazy diversity of like fungal life and stuff. I'm not sure. Oh, thank you very much, Megan. Megan's brought me some delicious food. I feel so bad for him. He's eating his what looks like lembas bread, and he's hurt his little knee, which is a shame. And he's crying. He's alone. Maybe he regrets leaving home. But there's a lot of character in here, which is really lovely. So yeah, very very nice. And giving me something to think about in terms of the mushrooms. Mushrooms are so interesting. I don't think I've drawn like that many. I've drawn lots of trees and rocks. I've not really drawn many mushrooms. Maybe that's something that needs to be rectified. Now, I wish I could pull it up on stream. Tell you what I'll do. I'll put Discord up on stream, and then I'll turn display on. Oh, that's the wrong display. Let's use my other monitor. Okay, so this is Elliot made this, who was one of my students at the university and graduated last year, and it's got audio as well. Hold on, let me pause Kevin MacLeod, turn the audio up to max. Are you ready? you prepped? I'm gonna eat this little bit of scampi before I continue. Okay. He's just a little guy. As he's adventuring. Let's watch it again. Let's watch it again. It's so nice. It's so nice. Well, I know Hannah because I'm watching this and I'm going, oh, I need to animate him now. Like you can't do this to me. No, now I'm gonna have to animate him. Yeah, his little chewing. Oh man. So this is like absolutely beautiful. And again, it's given me some like ideas. I like thinking about him nestling down in some like long forgotten ruin. And you get something like as grand as a big castle, but it's contrasted with like this little kid eating a sandwich. I think it's so nice. And even stuff like this, like villages that are weirdly empty, and he's sort of exploring around. I think you got like the Ghibli vibe as well. Ghibli films always have kids just like running down streets and then stopping and looking around frantically. So, really, really awesome. Like I can't stress how awesome, but very, very awesome. I will just put a screenshot. In fact, you provided a screenshot. So let me grab a screenshot from it and put that in here to remind us when we try and decide a winner in a bit. So that's Elliot. Okay. Can we do better than that? Oh God. I don't know. I don't know. That's pretty peak. Vanelli, you've DM'd me yours, I believe. I'll put a message request into yours. Ah, yes. Look at that. Look at that. Oh God, my eye is stinging. Let me turn Kevin MacLeod back on as well. So this is. I thought it was Vanelli, but I might be pronouncing the name. Oh, it's Van Neal. It's Van Neal. Let's write that down properly. Van Neal. Okay. Super nice. Yeah, there are so many good entries. You're putting me to shame. You're making me feel like I should be engaging with this project more, and I probably actually should be. So I really like the textures. It really feels like an old, just like a really old painting, you know, almost like Lawrence Helmet to Dema, kind of vibe. But I guess he's being tempted by some kind of forest hussy or siren who wants him to go over to what looks like the ruined, what's left of humanity. And that's always interesting in stories when there's it is kind of weirdly Mobius, yeah. It's interesting in stories when there's, I guess if you were to explore these ruins, it's like you're implying that there was something there. You're designing something that no longer exists, which is interesting, and I haven't really thought about either. So, again, like considering the history of these places, I think is awesome. But it's a little bit darker. I think I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, oh, that's not very lighthearted and whimsical and wholesome. But I don't mind. I think there's room for some like darker stuff in there. So awesome. Just really well painted. Dibbly. Next we have there's a lot to scroll through. I apologize. Rika with something maybe less dark and more comical. Which is poor old Wilfred has stumbled into a herd. Is it a herd? No, it's not a herd of boar. I don't know what you'd call a group of boar. One of you will have to find out for me. But he's stumbled into a group of very, very angry pigs, which is weirdly Dark Soulsy. I'm not sure if you've played Dark Souls, Rika, but it's a weirdly Dark Soulsy thing to happen, in a way that I really, really quite like. And he's running away. He's scrunched up his map. He's got a little pencil as well. He's poor Wilfred. Poor Wilfred. But this is very fun. I like the. I see it a lot on who's the guy? Is it Ramon? Ramon 90 has that, like, I know in this case it's because it's fair, but that like spaced brushstrokey stuff to break up edges. You're stuck in an important society, mate. Oh, that's okay, Callum, and you enjoy. But yeah, I love a lot of the brushworky stuff that's going on here. Wild boars, careful. Poor Wilfred, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to the poor lad? Then we have the fourth wall breaking Yuhao entry, which for those of you who are not just my students lurking in a stream, that's me. This is one of the rooms I teach in. That's a slide from one of my modules. That is like the original inspiration for the Trowflod project, which is the Great Raft or Log Jam. And I really like everything about this. I love his expression. He's not really engaging with me in any way. He's just sort of looking at the frog, wondering what it's doing. I like the fact that at any point he probably could have picked the frog up and moved it, but he's just following it to wherever it's going. I think there's a lot of like character in that, which is cool. And obviously I am a little confused. You even got my iconic blue and black stripy jumper that I probably wear a bit too often, actually. But why is there a frog in my lecture? I think that would be my response. Oh, and the hard round brush Gandalf video is in the background as well. You cheeky bugger. But again, another one where Mr. Frog is front and center. Maybe he needs some lore himself. I don't know. I think I'll have to draw him more. I'll actually have to figure out how to draw frogs because I'm not that good with them. But this is Yuhao. Right. Thank you very much. Next is Jam. Jam. Oh my god, it's big. Whoa. Smudge it down. I apologize that I'm not viewing these at maximum resolution. I am in Discord, but I just need to fit them in here. So this is Jam. The log jam turned out to be harder to traverse than I thought. These charming creatures promised taking me to my people, but I don't think I'm like them. I hope not. This is kind of almost like a Jungle Book style. Bagheera takes Mowgli back to the human village, and he sort of realizes that even though supposedly he belongs there, it's not like his true home, or they're different in some way, or it's more chaotic in some way. So again, I love the world building. I love the little what seem to be like field mice, basically, that are like leading him around. I think it's very, very nice. So thank you very much, Jam. I know we spoke a bit. Jam, for transparency's sake, is already in the Patreon, and we had some really good conversations about the direction he wanted to take this and like the brushwork and stuff. So I'm glad it's gotten to the point where it's finished. It's looking awesome. Let's see. Next is Poots. Poots. So this is Poots. And this is very, very well made. Another one that has maybe aged up Wilfred significantly. I'm going to mute my mic, and I'm going to shove some of this food in my face because it's going cold. So I will be right back. I'll let you absorb this image. Okay, I got tomato puree on my graphics tablet when I was trying to eat pizza quickly, so it's not going well. But yes, this is Poots. Just beautiful, just well rendered, well composed. Awesome story. I like evil pixies. I think you look at like elves and gnomes and pixies and things in traditional folklore, and they are these mischievous, tricksy beings rather than a sort of Tinkerbell, pleasant person. So that's really, really cool. Yeah, nicely rendered. You've aged Wilfred up significantly. He's got a very thick neck, like he's a rugby player, maybe. But maybe this is an alternate universe where Wilfred is like a Chad and not the sort of half cowardly young lad that he actually is. So yeah, super, super cool, very well painted. Nice concept. God, they just keep coming. I didn't realize there were so many of these. You're gonna make me cry. You're gonna make me cry. I was just while I was. I assume I was muted. I hope I was muted while I was eating scampi. But I was just talking to my fiance in the room, and she's been looking through all of these as well, and she made a wonderful point, which is, aren't I lucky to have such a talented group of people engaging in this challenge? Like like none of these are poorly drawn or poorly painted, and all of them are such interesting and fun ideas. Whereas, you know, I get the sense that I'm gonna big you guys up as my YouTube audience, okay? I get the sense that sometimes other audiences are not this awesome and amazing. That maybe they are more worried about like how to draw a cube, and not pumping out these beautiful paintings. No shade, everyone has to draw a cube at some point, but it makes me immensely proud that like I put out a draw this in your style, and all of the results are so fun and interesting. So thank you very much. I'd love to make a little children's storybook. It's one of the things I've thought about. If I had kids, I probably would want to like write them a story, or at least like make them read the stories that I read growing up. You know. Mr. Frog, do you see anything? Oh, he's basking in the glow. Okay, and another one that like implies. Well, another one first of all that mentions Mr. Frog, so bonus points there. But another one that like implies some kind of older, more ancient civilization with these big statues, and maybe we're closer to the heart of the river at the inside of the logjam in some way. I think that would be awesome. But again, the collab with Mr. Frog goes insane. We need more Mr. Frog. I think more Mr. Frog. But that's very, very nice. Miesco joined. Miesco did a few. I'm just gonna include my favorite one, which isn't that one actually. So I don't know why I've included that one. This was my favorite one. No, that's the same one. Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, there we are. Why have I turned rulers on? Turn the rulers off. Oh, guides? Clear guides. Okay. So this is Miesco. I'll delete that one actually. And I like that this is like an alternate universe. Miesco really took the idea of draw Wilfred in your style and drew Wilfred in like a very different way. And the colours and the textures are beautiful. I think that the fact that they're like flat graphic shapes still, like that is a flat graphic shape. The inside of the shape doesn't really have much in terms of like, you know, because you could have started building up those like folds and stuff. But I almost don't think they this is Miesco. I that's how I've always spoken to Miesco, and I used to teach him. He's never corrected me on how exactly to pronounce his name in Polish, but you'd probably know better. But yeah, it's so nice and flat and graphic, and maybe this is Wilfred when he's been in the logjam for a while and some kind of magic has like fused into his hair, and he's like had to bandage his arm with stuff and patch things up or whatever. So again, super cool. Just awesome. Absolutely awesome. Let's see. I love this one. This is someone called Evelyn Meyer on the Discord, and I did not ever expect that I would get like 3D entries for this, and like the fact that it's low poly 3D. I feel like you've done him and like the style of him justice by approaching it in this style. I think that's the last version of him that I can see. Like it just works. And again, this is another thing like the animation, like the photo bashing, like all of this other stuff, where it makes me want to go away and make a 3D model and hand paint it. I've never actually like texture painted or surface painted a model, but you make it look so good that I sort of want to make my own little Wilfred now. So and again, yeah, you got that like cute doe-eyed little kid with his big ears, and whatever else. So I think that's awesome. Let's expand the canvas. There are not that many left. I don't think Photoshop can still cope so far anyway. This next one is insane. really kind of insane. I really like it. This is from a seagull. All one word. And I mean... Oh, that's you! Of course it is! I never made the connection between Anastasia Seagull and a seagull. This is really, really good. You've outdone yourself. This is very, very, very pleasant. It's like a little bit more gritty, like almost like a not painted in the same style as Vladimir Mostar, but that same like dark alpine colors and things. That is just so beautiful. You've aged Wilfred up a little bit. He's now in like his late teens or something. But I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. He's exploring this forest. I just think you've done such a nice job. It's a difficult thing to paint like a forest. I know firsthand, having struggled to paint the first four, versions of Chara Flood myself. So I can really appreciate all of the effort that goes into that. So yeah, very, very nice palette. A little bit darker, like almost like he's entered a different place, like the Blackwoods or something, and it's a bit spookier, more foreboding, less magical, less whimsical. Maybe the closer they get to like the war zone where the giants are fighting, the more it gets like this in some way. This is a real place. What country does this real forest exist within? Sorry, I muted while I was eating pizza. There's a skull in the foreground. Oh. Even more foreboding, and crows. They're never a good sign. We don't like crows. Just nice. Just very, very nice. Tension. Oh, how many more do we have? Not that many, surely. This one actually got updated. There's an updated version that I didn't see. So we'll plop that in. Boop. And now the next one is it's very nice. Again, there's a frog involved. No, it's not that. He's exploring. He's not dressed appropriately for the weather, really. But this is Van. I don't think this map is correct. And I'm cold. Oh, Wilfred. I'm so sorry he's cold. I know, he needs a coat or something. Looks like he has been aged up slightly again, but that's okay. He's exploring in the cold. And there's little Mr. Frog, who I'm definitely going to have to make more art of. Again, it's not something I really thought about. I'm very, very short-sighted in like the way I think about these projects, and I hadn't considered that seasons existed. I wonder what the logjam looks like if it's like winter and it's covered in snow and icicles and whatever else. I sort of imagined it would be perpetually autumn for some reason. But again, it's nice to have someone else present that as like an option or something that could be considered in some way. So thank you very much. Very much, Van. Fish flops. You're already in the Patreon as well. I challenged the Patreon people. I said, look, you've got to beat these non-Patreon users. You got to see how well you can do, and they did not disappoint. The good people of the Patreon did not disappoint to the point where they might win some of the places off non-Patreon people, which is funny because some of the prizes are just to get into the Patreon. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, the market. I like, again, the progression, because like ideally this project is going to become like a graphic novel or a comic, as far as you can use the word comic. Do you want to put that in the freezer, actually? Yeah. And so seeing like a frame progress to another frame is really awesome, and I think one of the best ways of like showing a bit of storytelling. Sometimes it can feel like you want to show off as much storytelling as you can within one frame, and you know, maybe there's something good about the fact that there's a challenge there. But sometimes it's just common sense to go, actually, I'll just show the before and after in some way. And there's like a moment that you're capturing. So this doesn't seem like the right place. Let's take a look anyways. And he's diving in. I like that this is like one of the first ones that's, you know, other than me in this one, it's one of the first ones that's inhabited by other people. I like the idea that Wilfred has found this like far off land where there are loads of other humans in frame. Maybe I would have him interacting with some of them in some way, like tugging on their coat or something to try and get their attention, or I don't know, begging for food, or maybe he offers someone else some of his food or something. I don't know, but very nice. And again, obviously it's like an Asian inspired market. Not I again, because I'm viewing this as like a kind of anglicized, very English centric project in terms of its folklore. Maybe I should start considering some of these other like cultural. Well, I guess the world as a whole would have other cultures or whatever that I haven't thought about yet. I've not explored yet, but it's brighter with his optimism. Isn't it beautiful as he charges into the light? So that's fish flops. Thank you very much. My favorite Singaporean Patreon member. There you go. Now this is it. We've got one final one. I think. I'll check Instagram as well. Someone might have posted to Instagram and not Discord. This is another Patreon. This is actually someone that came joint first? No, joint second in the last Drill This in Your Style with Greg, but this is a completely different style. This is the William of Lemon. Holy moly. I love everything about this. This is actually breathtaking and actually something I would want on my wall. Like, I want this behind me, behind my desk. In fact, how high resolution is it? Let me open it in browser. Okay, it's really low resolution, the version that's on Discord. I will get you, William of Lemon, to send me a high resolution version that I want to print, because it's just so nice. I mean, and like, he's got his little map, and there's a dragon, because every young hero has to conquer a dragon, right? Or has to face their dragon in some way, which is awesome. Obviously, the English manuscript or English fairy tale vibe has been completely epitomized. And let's not forget this fella up here, who I assume is me. He's got my beard, my frowny look, and my wrinkles. and he's up there illustrating some of this stuff. But I'm just blown away by it. I just think it's so nice. I was making a logo for the project, and initially I was thinking, oh, I should go like old English manuscript with it. And I guess it's not too late for me to redesign the logo because I've not published anything or done anything important. But I came up with this. But I kind of prefer like something crazy like that. I wonder if I could make it like a little stamp or something, but no words. It's just beautiful. It's just actually beautiful. Just marvelous. So, yeah, no words. Now that is that's all of the entries on Discord. Let me just check Instagram really quick to see if I saved any that were not on Discord. I don't think I did. I think we're good. If you did enter and I've completely missed you, let me know. But I think we've got them all. So now we get the really difficult, I didn't realize there were this many, the really difficult task of narrowing them down. Megan, do you want to come and pick your favourite?
Oh no.
Go on, pick your favourite. That might help me narrow it down. That's a good start.
I don't know if I can.
I need my trusted confidants to
Hold on.
help me out here. Hannah, can you DM me your favourite as well? And get Tom to DM me his favourite.
Gosh.
I'll consult the good people.
It's so unfair just to pick one of them.
Well,
I know, but are you doing like a 3?
well,
again?
there are.
I mean, even that.
There are 5. Top 5 is what we want.
Oh, hello. Oh, I feel the pressure.
So as a reminder for everyone, let's expand. These are the prizes. Okay, so top 5 get free access to Patreon. I imagine some of the top 5 will already be in the Patreon. But that's okay. The top 3 get weekly one-on-one feedback calls for a month, and the best entry gets a digital illustration on top of that. Okay. So.
I just realised I can point it at ones and no one will know which one.
Yeah, you can just point at my screen and no one will
I
know.
didn't realise that.
Oh, go on.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. Wait, I haven't seen. What's this?
This one?
Yeah.
It's like a little market.
I don't think I saw that one.
There you go.
That's so cute. They're all so cute though. That's the problem. Is I can't.
You gotta pick one. Just point.
Well, don't hover your mouse over it.
I won't.
Because then that'll ruin the surprise.
Why didn't you do a Wilfred entry, Megan?
I'll be honest with you. I did start one.
Did you?
I did, but it wasn't going to be done on time.
Okay. Do you want a recap of some of the...
Yeah. Let me glance over 'em.
This was the animation, remember?
Yes, I remember that. Joe has shown me all of these.
I've been showing Megan as they're posted.
Yeah.
I run up to her like a little child with a drawing and I go, look at this one, wow!
It's been very nice to see.
This is like a 3D model.
It's very cute.
Okay.
It's all just so nice. Oh,
go on. No one can see
hold on.
your pick.
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't you sort of point to...
To which ones I like?
Yes, and then I will.
That one.
Okay. Mhm.
That one.
Mhm.
Obviously that one.
Mhm.
These two are really nice.
Mhm.
That one is quite high quality, I
Yes.
think.
I think. Well, I mean, they're all.
They're all very nice.
This is one of those times.
I mean, the other thing is some of these are submitted by my students.
Yeah.
Maybe the offer to the students will be, when you've graduated, I'll give you an invite to the Patreon server.
Oh, yeah,
but I,
they would
you know,
be able to,
I
yeah.
probably won't give. Well, it just defeats the point as well if one of the prizes is weekly feedback calls, because my students get that anyway at the university. So
They do get that.
they don't need those. So I'll probably sorry students who have entered. Thank you very much. It's beautiful stuff. I hope you understand that you basically get the prize anyway on a day-to-day basis, and so I'm probably going to prioritize people who aren't students.
Well, I mean, it might be about the prizes, in which case, sorry, but it's it's about the participation.
Yeah. So go on.
Some beautiful stuff.
Point to one quick.
I think I have to agree.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any others? Because I got to pick 5.
Oh God. I mean, yeah, that one. Oh.
I think so.
And then.
I'll tell you what. Let me make a new file, and we'll order them.
We'll choose. You choose a 5.
We'll choose. Yeah, sorry, not them.
Wow.
Not them.
That was the needle bear.
The needle bear. Okay, so we'll pick the 5. I think that's definitely got to be one of them.
Yes, I agree.
So that's 3 already.
Yes. Okay.
And I agree that they definitely have to be in the top 5.
Yes. But now we've got to pick 2 others.
Now you got to pick 2 others. Now these 2 are nice.
Yes.
But they're already in the Patreon server.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't mind giving them a prize, but
yeah,
they already get the benefit anyway. So if there are other people who are equally as good, you could prioritize those other people.
I do like the.
He's in the Patreon server as well.
Right.
The Patreon people have come out in full force. I'm telling you.
I imagine that's a student.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But we could still say that they win,
yeah.
But then I will find out a different prize to give them or something. That's also a student. But again, we can still say they win, and give them a different prize. Just to prevent students invading all of my private time. What do you think? Okay, for the sake of the people on stream, so they're not sat watching nothing.
Watching us go, ugh.
I will start collecting the ones that we agree are like top.
I love her.
That has got to be in the top 5.
Absolutely.
These are in no particular order, by the way. I don't know who's actually gonna win.
Yeah, we still gotta about that.
Still gotta about it. Okay. That is really nice.
I mean, they're all so good.
Obviously, Mr. Spratt with his animation, I can't not put him in the top 5 when he's done a beautiful little animation. Okay. Oh, I've got messages. Has Tom and Hannah picked one? Hannah's picked one. Top 3. Ooh. Okay. I do like this.
It is really cool.
Do you know what? That
really does remind me of like I have it in the living room. You know that book that I got that I read?
Yeah, it is like an old children's illustration.
Yeah, it's like the mythical monsters what
Yeah, I know
Scholastic.
what you mean. I know what you mean.
It's like the illustration of one of the monsters.
Now, again, you don't know, but Megan pointed to a cluster of student submissions. I'll have to find like a. I'll negotiate with you lot to see what little extra prize you want. But it doesn't really make sense for me to give you any of these prizes because you already get them. Or it would be weird to have students in the Patreon. But just know that they're very good. Like this one with he's crying and he's got his hurt knee.
It's so
And
sweet.
this one is so nice. And the little balls. Oh god, they're so good.
The attention to detail that you guys have put in these are so nice.
Really, really nice. Okay, Tom has picked, and Tom has picked this one.
That is beautifully painted.
But also, we'll give. I tell you what, I'll make a note. All the Patreons, you'll get like a big. Maybe I'll give you 2 classes this month or 3 classes this month or something as a bonus. But currently, these 2 are both. Oh. These 2 are both already in the Patreon.
Right.
You see.
Mhm.
So. But that can't not come like top. Oh god.
This is so difficult.
Do you know what? I actually really like this one.
Yeah.
It's that hand. Do you see that hand?
So it's very Disney. It's very sort of. It's very.
What is the Disney film?
Oh, what do you? Yeah.
The really old one.
Really old one. There's a few of those.
Is it the Dark Black Cauldron or something?
I've never seen that.
But that's what it reminds me of.
It does. Yeah, I know what you mean. I haven't seen it fully, but I know what you mean.
I think it captures the essence of.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Let's grab that. Okay.
You're just gonna end up putting all of them back into just a second.
It just didn't into it. Well, yeah, the Sword and the Stone,
Yeah,
obviously,
that's the
but no,
one.
it's a different one. But yeah, fish flops. Well done. You got picked by Tom, by Ozzy. I'm gonna give all the Patreon people a bonus,
Woohoo!
but I for me that has to get first place. I think.
That is wonderful.
Because it's such a creative take on the thing, and it's so.
It's beautiful.
It's so beautifully made.
Intricate.
I genuinely, Megan, can we get it printed and put behind me?
Of course we can. We could get all of them printed. Why don't you should get all of them printed?
I should actually. So
Because you've got this gap behind you that you can
I
put
do have
in.
a big gap behind me. Okay, let's
Like not just people in the top 5, just all of them.
get tons and tons of them printed.
Yeah. Every
So
single one of them. I want to see them in this room.
let's put little
Oh, look at that.
little stickers so we can order them.
Stickers.
We're gonna write numbers on them. For me, that's got to be number 1.
Yeah. I wish you hadn't involved me in this.
The animation's got to get second.
Yeah, the effort and just all it's just wonderful.
That's got to be 3.
Yep.
That's got to be 4.
Mhm.
That's got to be 5.
Yeah. I think that's good.
We're done. We're done. Expect your prize in the post.
And
There is no
the
prize.
digital post.
The digital post. I can't express how wonderful all of these are, though, and how inspiring they are. I want to wake up tomorrow and draw Chowflod stuff. I might. Maybe I'll just let loads of people into the Patreon Discord. Like I really like that one.
Again,
I'm just gonna add. Yeah.
Because they're just. Yeah.
I tell you what, I will sneakily. So those are the winners, the official winners. I will sneakily, pass out some invites to the Patreon Discord, as like, not consolation prizes, but just.
So impressive. It really is.
Not like a single bad one.
Genuinely.
I don't mean to imply that I was expecting a bad one or something. But you would expect for a Draw This in Your Style for like some of them to be a bit crummy or poorly drawn or something. Yeah, sorry. But no, all wonderful. So.
We will be printing all of these off.
Slapping them behind me. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone did very well. Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and play House Flipper.
Go and play House
Bye,
Flipper.
everyone.
Bye.
Congrats.
So yeah, I'm gonna sort that this evening. So congratulations, everyone here. You will get Patreon access. And then Elliot, Anastasia, and William of Lemon, you are welcome to get a weekly one-to-one feedback call for a month. That call can be an hour or longer. Just DM me and we'll arrange it. Or we can do it in the Patreon and let other people in if you like. And William of Lemon, I will make you an illustration. Zork won the last one and I still haven't done his, so I need to actually get off my arse and do those. But there you go. I guess that's it. That's stream over. Thank you for attending. It's been a pleasure. I hope you tune in for the next Draw This in Your Style. I don't know if you're going to get Draw This in Your Style fatigue. I don't know what the next one I'll do will be. Probably 10k. Zork asked for like a German poem, like an illustration of a German poem, and I'm really I actually really want to illustrate it because it sounds like a really cool poem. I just haven't gotten around to it. I've been a busy bee, making Instagram reel content, which is a bit mind numbing. But no, there you go. So yeah, have a lovely evening, students. I will elect a spokesperson for you, probably you, Hal. He seems the natural spokesperson-y type. And we'll see about getting like I don't know what I can offer you as students. But we'll see. Maybe I'll sign your sketchbook or something. That'd be bizarre, but there you go. Have a lovely evening. I'm gonna head off, so enjoy.